your pull ratio data for Crossover Breakers 120 Cases Edition. Make sure you guys smash the link right below that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. This is 120 cases, or 1,440 booster boxes, or 34,650 booster packs. Think about that for a second. Alrighty, now we've got an interesting story to talk about with this set, because there is this pull ratio data is actually kind of cool to see. You know, when we get the chance to deep dive in here and see, you know, what's shorted and whatnot, or, you know, the swings and variants is really cool. So starting things off, Duo Drive 515. By the way, these are ultras. We also had 465 Sword Risals, EXT Risals 491, and Dreadnader actually coming out on the top at 619. And also Ice was 519. So, in terms of your pull ratios for Rysal, it's all looking, it's a little bit lower in comparison to the others. Now, Malice, Cryptor, 598. Malice White Rabbit, 587. We had Malice and Underground, which is your field spell, 591. Malice MTP 07 with 605. And Sosei Ryuji Mistva going to come in at 602. Now, just a quick little recap here. Your Rysal stuff is about 100 less, give or take 80 or 90, in terms of the other ultras, with Detonator being your easiest to pull ultra. That's not really an issue per se, but there is enough of a variant swing there that you can tell, hey, you know, we're dealing with what, like a short variance. But I mean, this was 120 cases. You know, you had a pretty good variable swing for this. Now, your quarter century data. There is, I believe it's 115 total QCRs broadcasted for this pull ratio data, which that is, it's really funny actually, because there was a lot of 0 or 2 QCR cases. Now, you could open up an entire case, get 0 QCRs. There were a lot of cases you would open up that you would get 2 QCRs for. So that's why, like, out of this data in an overall spread, you are looking at about 5 total cases not having QCRs. But you got to remember, you have that swing of some cases are going to have 1, some cases are going to have 0. A lot more times cases are going to have 2 than 0 or 1. It's actually kind of impressive to think about in here. And we also did think that, you know, this set was going to follow this last set pattern out here, which really messed up a lot of pre-sales. So Raizo Duo Drive, only 10 of those being pulled out of this huge chunk of stuff. That's kind of insane. Sword only had 9 pulled on the QCR side. Ugh, okay. EXT had 13 and Ice had 13. That's not terrible at all, actually. Considering the fact that EXT and Ice are both some of those more major ones that you want. I mean, Ice being a 3 of, same thing with EXT, and of course, Sword. We'll take those, actually. Rysal Detonator being a 12 of. The thing with this one is you've got to factor in, you're going to want 2 of these anyway. So that's not too terribly bad to be thinking about. Sure, so all of your Rysal stuff, man, that's 5 cards that are available. Duo Drive and Detonator are 2 ofs, and then Sword, EXT, and Ice are, God, that's 9, 11, that's 13 QCRs that you're gonna have to get, and we've seen some of those cards selling for like over $100 a piece, so that's a lot of money to be throwing at this. Malice cards. Your Cryptor is going to come in at 11. And White Rabbit is also going to come in at 11. All right, which is not terrible. Malice and Underground, though, was the hardest to pull QCR next to Sword, with only 9 being pulled. But don't worry, you got plenty of MTP07s. I love when a 1 of is so massively printed into the ground that you'll be able to get those. And then Sosei Ryuji Mistva, yes, coming in at 13. So I guess if you want to bling out your Ryuji core, you'll be able to do so, and you're not really going to be held back by, you know, limitations and things like that. Now, I got a story to tell you about this here. So you're going to notice down here in the collector's rares that there are only 14 collector's rares of 15 listed. Now, before you're like, wait a minute, Robbie, the page said that there were 15 collector's rares. Like, why is there only 14 listed? Well, out of 120 cases, they did not pull a single copy of the missing Ryzel collector's rare. That is not listed here. And you're like, no, there's no way that's possible. I hate to tell you this, but it did happen. This is one of those stories that you're just like, huh? Like, how does that happen? I don't know how that happens. I don't know what kind of variable swing that it has to happen. That you open 120 cases, 34,000 booster packs in, and you don't get that missing collector's rare. But what we do have for collector's rare data for you is as follows. So Malice, your Heart's Cryptor, you got 36, which is actually not too terrible. We also got 38 White Rabbits. All right, you've also got to remember when you're looking at these collector's rares, though, some of these cards are only available in collector's rares, so you're going to have to go pick up some of this stuff. Konami really said, hey, you're going to get some of this deck in collector's rare, some of it in quarter century. You can enjoy mixing and matching your rarities, because that's what you really wanted, right? We've also got the Malice Underground coming in at 40. I actually think that's probably one of the highest numbers actually pulled out here. MTP 07. I really don't want to pull that card in collector's rare. Like, you've already got it being one of the higher printed QCRs in terms of pull ratio data. Like, I'll take it, but still. White Binder. Oh, now this one's going to be nice, but you only got 30 white binders. And the thing that stinks is like that and Red Ransom are only going to be available in those collector's rares. So you're going to have to go pick those up if you're trying to bling out this deck, which is going to be a little bit of an annoying issue. I can't wait. And then, of course, we can't forget Chesty Cat down here. 37 of those. And Dormouse coming in at 40. Okay, so we're pretty much averaging out here. Now, Ryzel stuff. Detonators, 31. Does the collector's rare look better? Or does the QCR initially look better for this? Duo Drive is 28. That feels a little bit low, actually. I think, yeah, Duo Drive actually is the lowest pulled collector's rare out of this chunk of data. We've also got Sword coming in at 30. 26, Cross. Cross is going to look fantastic. I think Cross will be a little bit easier to navigate with because it's a one-of. Plasma Hole, 34, so you only need one of those. And then Kaiva was actually the collector's rare that made it in for the Ryuji, which I don't disagree with that. To be fair, had they put the Ritual in all 3 slots, I think people would have just kind of been like, I'm over this. Like, you already made it an Ultra, you already made it a QCR, like, what's the point? So they chose the other name to put it on in, which is fine. And then, of course, the missing collector's rare from this list, I believe, was EXT, actually. And I don't know how you go 120 cases without pulling a single one of those. But that's freaking hilarious, man. That's one of those times out here you look at pull ratio data and you're just genuinely impressed with how the variable can swing in such a crazy direction, not necessarily in your favor. Everything looks to be about fine with this set. I don't see any major issues out here. I have heard that there are some pretty cool misprints that are floating around out there. And hopefully I'll get the chance to look at those tomorrow because I am very, very, very curious to see what kind of production hiccups have come along the way out here for this set and just what kind of beauties are going to exist out there. The misprint market is not for everybody, but there are just some instances of things that look so awesome that you just got to be like, wow, I really appreciate that existing. So we'll see what those turn out. But please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.